Look, what did it take for us to get to the point of an apology? We had to threaten a lawsuit, Jesse. And by the way, we're still entertaining it. We're talking to some of the best lawyers out there that are experts in this. And as you know, these things can be very complicated. There's a lot of facts and circumstances around it. But we're not going to let this go, because you should not be able to smear 5,000 high school and college kids and then just be able to walk away with it. And the reason they felt they needed to do that, Jesse, is because if they told their audience the truth, that when gas is the most expensive it's been, flights are super expensive, that 5,000 kids decided to spend a weekend in summer traveling across the country to go hear from conservative speakers, maybe the audience of The View would think twice about all of their ideas. That's why they felt so compelled to try to smear our wonderful summit.
When Sunny Host completely loses her grip live on national television and Charlie Kirk files a $100 million lawsuit on The View, you don't get a debate. Instead, you get a full-blown soap opera with subpoenas, a courtroom thriller, a midday meltdown, and an accidental stand-up as Sunny begins unravel on air comedy, and scandal collide in one scandalous mess. Whoopi's throwing looks sharp enough to cut glass, and Charlie is out here, painting himself as a real victim of verbal violence, while the audience is trying to keep up with who is screaming, crying, and lawyering up. Spoiler alert, it isn't the attorneys who break first.
The founder and CEO of Turning Point USA and the author of the new book, The College Scam. So, Charlie, do you accept The View's apology?
I mean, regardless of whether or not I accept it, the question is, do our students accept it? That's really what's at heart here. They went after our 5,000 students at our event there, of high school and college kids. And look, I get attacked all the time. People say false things. I'm a public figure. When you go after 16 and 17-year-olds that travel from across the country that then have to live for the rest of their life with a shadow over them because someone at ABC says that they might be linked to...
Now let's talk about that glorious $100 million lawsuit. That number is so outrageous that it doesn't sound like a legal claim. Instead, it sounds like Charlie is trying to fund his own Bond villain lifestyle, a private island guarded by mega parrots, a roller coaster shaped like his Twitter handle, and a gold-plated escape jet ready to launch. When the drama goes off the rails, this isn't just a lawsuit, it's a performance, a flex stunt that grabs attention and shakes daytime television to its core. It's working because when someone says a number that wild, you're not just watching legal action, you're also witnessing an ego explosion large enough to light up Hollywood. And guess who is in the crosshairs of this legal circus? The View is a daily chaos factory disguised as a talk show that is less about real conversation and more like a screaming match fueled by caffeine, where logic is smothered by emotion every time and nuance is ignored. When someone even utters a different opinion, it's treated as a national emergency. What's supposed to be a panel of seasoned thinkers now has become a drama club in broad daylight, where celebrity gossip is twisted into fake moral crises. And every political discussion ends in a personal vendetta they've turned interrupting into an art form, each host battling to outside glare and outrage the next.
Disgusting, gross elitism and her complete out-of-touch nature with respect to the rest of the world. Sunny Hostin goes on The View and decides now would be a great time to dump all over the so-called uneducated.
What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually, voting more for him. And you have, and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80%.
Imagine a table full of self-declared experts who confuse eye rolls or arguments or version debate, a nonstop avalanche of side-eye sarcastic claps. And did she really just say that gas that echo louder than the actual facts? It's like watching a live-action meme, except somehow worse. And for years, this echo chamber has run unchecked, peddling overreaction, as if Charlie Kirk stormed the stage, looked the chaos in face, and dropped when someone finally intervened and called a bluff he didn't just. Criticized from the sidelines, a $100 million legal grenade in the middle of the set. But here's the kicker: this lawsuit isn't just about money, not even close to the big loud stop, not just paperwork. This isn't about clout, rather it's about saying enough is enough with the fake deep takes and emotional theatrics. Charlie Kirk is not fighting a panel TV host, rather he is confronting a full-blown megaphone of media. Madness is like he grabbed the mic mid-scream and said, "Pipe down," right there aimed straight at the chaos machine. Charlie Kirk is not just suing The View, rather he is calling out.
Because you didn't go to college doesn't mean you're stupid, and it doesn't mean that you don't have wisdom. You can go to college and get a bunch of irrelevant facts about how men can allegedly give birth, whatever they teach. But I said this to our team. I said, working people, the muscular class, including working women, they are so in favor of Trump, and they don't want to be called stupid or uneducated.
This is less a lawsuit and more of a cultural mic drop, because what The View has become is not only annoying, but also dangerous. It is a place where screaming is mistaken for intelligence, dramatic gas are treated as policy arguments. And that $100 million number is a wake-up slap to the face and industry that has been running wild with loud ignorance and viral victimhood Kirk. Saying you don't get a shout is a wake-up slap to the face of industry that he's aiming directly at the hard performative. Outrage economy that daytime TV thrives on this move might seem bold or even ridiculous, but sometimes you have to throw a chair to stop the spinning. Because honestly, The View no longer feels like a talk show at a midday mess of mismatched prints and recycled outrage, a carousel of catchphrases, where somebody had to say it, and this time they came with lawsuit, and a lot of smoke at the center of this daytime drama buffet. Opinions are served half-cooked. Facts are disguised as feelings, and moral superiority is the real main course Holland, who went from courtrooms to cards and swapped legal strategy for spotlight theatrics. These days, she waves at law degree around like a trendy accessory, not a serious tool thrown around legal lingo, like a skincare advice from an influencer, all while sipping coffee and dropping takes men to go viral, not go.
Conference is were in the front, trying to out there in front of the conference with anti-Semitic slurs, and I think it's important that every single person that attended that turning point, every Republican speak up against the against the flags that were waved.
You let them in.
President, open your
You let them in, and you knew what they were.
Right.
So you.